Hey everybody, Shadow Dragon here. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a settings video. I did have a comment in my last YouTube video asking me what my graphics settings were because they liked how clean my reticle or my optics were and all that stuff. So instead of giving them a long-winded explanation, I told them I would make a graphics video settings video, but I'll also do the controller settings as well, so you guys can see like how I set up my game and why it looks the way it does. As a note, I play on a PlayStation 5. And I have a 1440p monitor. Currently, I haven't figured out how to make it work at 144 hertz, like it can get up to, so I can get the 120 frames. So I am still playing at 60 frames a minute, or for 60 frames per second, excuse me. So if you guys enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like and a comment. Helps the videos go a long way, and it helps grow the channel because the video gets out there, people see it, we get more subscribers. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, go into settings, boop. First thing we'll do is we'll go down the list, we'll do the controller settings. So, first thing is I don't change my button layout, I don't do L1 to ping, I don't flip L1, L2, R1, R2. I only do that if I'm using a standard PS5 controller because the L2 and or the L1 and R1 buttons are a lot easier to press on a standard PS5 controller than the L2 and R2 ones are. There's that that delay because you have to pull down the trigger, whereas these two are just a button. So that's why I would do that. If you are in a standard PS5 controller, I have a DualSense Edge controller, so that's why I don't do that. I have the little buttons in the back, and then there's these little levers you could pull next to the L2 and R2 that let you make it so it's just like a button press. So stick layout is default. Make sure you turn your controller vibration off, because if not, while you're shooting your weapon, your controller is going to vibrate like crazy, and that's really going to affect your recoil control. No trigger effects, dead zone inputs. So one of the ways that you can get better aim assist in the game is to set your left stick minimum to 0 and your right stick minimum to 5. You may notice a little bit of strict stick drift, but when you're playing COD, stick drift is not a bad thing. That'll help you activate aim assist. So how aim assist works is when you are regular aim assist, when you are aim down sights, or even if you're just hip firing, when you move your right thumbstick to aim, the closer you are to a target, the more it'll slow itself down so you can be more accurate when you're shooting that target. And that's how regular aim assist works. Rotational aim assist does the same thing, except you don't have to be aim down sights or anything. You just move in your left thumbstick, left or right, or you're using back. Like if you're going backwards, you have to like add a slight left or slight right angle, and that'll activate rotational aim assist. There is a limit to how much you have to press your thumbstick, or not press your thumbstick, move your thumbstick in order to activate it. And then once you move it too far, yeah, it'll just basically it'll make you get less aim assist the more you do it. So you just kind of how to figure out where your input is for that, and then it's typically about 20%. So. But yeah, and then I didn't mess with the L2 R2 button dead zones because I'm using a better controller. So if you are, then you have to mess with that on your own so you can see where that sits at currently. So next we'll go to aiming. I play at 6.6. This is the sensitivity that I got comfortable with. I know it seems low because you can go all the way to 20, but this is just the best for me. It helps me from overcorrecting, and it helps me stay on target a little better. I would recommend that you start at a higher sensitivity when you're trying to find it, and then if you keep overshooting your target, like when you're aiming, if you keep going past them, then you turn it down. And if you feel like it's too slow and you're not able to follow them, then you turn it up, and you kind of keep doing that until you get it right where you want it. Best way to do that is to practice against bots because they're always moving. And then I have my sensitivity, ADS sensitivity multiplier sets to 80. That's for third person stuff. Tactical stance multipliers at 80. Make sure your aim response curve type is at dynamic. Standard is really good because it starts slow, which will help you get like long range. And then then it speeds up, but dynamic starts opposite. So you start off fast, so you can snap to players, and then it slows down, which is really cool. And your ADS sensitivity multiplier while you're focused. So when you're holding down L3 to focus your shot, this will slow it down. So it's the same as if you were just regular ADS. You want your transition timing to be instant, so that way, as soon as you aim in, you get that you're at 80% of your whatever your multiplier is. And then I have the custom sensitivity by zoom turned off. And then make sure your aim assist type is set to default. There are a lot of people that swear by Black Ops, but honestly, I didn't really notice a whole big difference. So, and obviously, you got to make sure your ADS aim assist and your target aim assist is turned on. So then we go to gameplay. This one's going to be a little bit longer because there's a lot of shit to go over. Automatic tactical sprint. As of right now, is 1 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday, May 8th. The update is supposed to go through later today at about 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'm on Eastern time, so that'll be about 1 p.m. for me. So that update is going to change what I'm about to tell you. So right now there's a bug in the game that's been there since last week where when you go to tactical sprint, you can't tactical sprint and reload because the tactical sprint will cancel your reload. So on a normal everyday basis, I would have automatic tactical sprint set, and I still do, and that's just because I'm not a hyper-aggressive player. I try to push smart, so that means if I'm not pushing and I have to reload, I can take cover to reload, or I can go prone to reload. However, I can do that. But if you're more aggressive, an automatic sprint would be better. You'll just have to press in your left thumbstick to get that tactical sprint. Slide maintain sprint is on, so that way your slide canceling is a lot smoother. Auto move forward off. Tactical sprint behavior, single tap from run. So as soon as you start pushing your left stick forward when you have automatic tactical sprint on, you'll automatically start tactical sprinting. All of the automatic mantling needs to be turned off because mantling automatically in this game will get you killed, period. And then slide dive behavior, do slide only. That way I have it set to that way. If you want to do hybrid, you could theoretically do hybrid, and what that does is when you hit circle, you just slide. But when you're running, if you hold in the left thumbstick and then you press circle, you dive. So like that's kind of something like it's just too much input for me. Like I can't focus that much, so I don't. So I keep it on slide only. If you have a foot pedal, which you can use those on system as well. Keep in mind, this is all console settings. You can set one of those pedals to dive, and then that'll help you in that sense as well. free moving underwater, circle to go down, X to go up, or B on Xbox and A on Xbox. And then obviously the direction that you face, whether it's up or down, chooses the depth at which you go to. Parachute automatic behavior, turn it off because when you're free falling at somebody because you see some dude on the building and you want him dead, you don't want that thing to pull your chute automatically as you get to a certain height above the ground, because then you're going to be floating like Mary Poppins and he's just going to beam you out of the air. So make sure you have that turned off, and that way when you do that free fall at somebody, you just pull your chute right before you land, and there you go. Spray door bash is huge because while you are plating or reloading and you're running, you'll just bash right through it. There's no need to hit X again to cancel your stuff. So that's very important. That mantle only for ledge. Aim down sight is hold. None of that matters. All right, so this does matter. So the tactical stance, I have it set to ADS and down, and then the tactical stance behavior is on toggle, so that way I don't accidentally do it. And then prioritize interact. This is the other bug that is in the game for controller players. If you are standing close enough to loot where it puts the thing up on the screen, it tells you can pick it up, and you have prioritize interact on, and you are trying to reload, your game will not reload as of right now until that update goes up later today. As of right now, it's just going to pick up the stuff. You have to back away from all of the crap on the ground, and then you can reload. But that patch should work tomorrow, so we'll see about that. Next, armor plate behavior, apply all. The only other option is apply one, but you want to make sure that when you press and hold triangle, your dude starts throwing in all the plates. You don't want to just do one at a time. It's annoying and it's slow and it'll get you killed. Backpack control is directional buttons. Depleted ammo switch off. So the reason you do this is if your weapon runs out of ammo, there's that animation that switches the weapons, which is typically about 1500 milliseconds, and that's enough time to get you killed. So if you have it off, it'll just click. Obviously, there's no more ammo. So at that point, you can, run for cover, or drop down, whatever you need to do to switch weapons, so that way you can continue to shoot the person that you're shooting at. And that way you're not going to get killed, because if you're switching weapons, it delays the other animations as well. C4 detonation, I don't use C4, but if I did, I'd want to be able to throw one, detonate it, throw the other, then detonate it. So that's what we do there. Manual fire behavior press, so that just means that you just keep pressing the button, and it'll keep, it'll fire every time you press it. There is the hold button, which you can just hold, and it'll go bam, bang, bang, bang. But it doesn't do it to the maximum fire rate that weapon has at semi-auto. It only does it like in shorter intervals, so it's not really worth using, honestly. Akimbo behavior, this one is really good. So this one I have it set to paired, which means that instead of having to press R2 for the right weapon and L2 for the left weapon, I can just press R2 or L2 and it'll fire both weapons simultaneously, which when you're using akimbo, that's pretty huge. Turn your vehicle recenter off, so that way you can turn the camera wherever you want it to face while you're driving. None of that really matters. So that's the controller settings. If we'll do the graphics settings, this won't take too long. On-demand texture streaming off. It'll help your game run a lot smoother. World motion blur off. Weapon motion blur off. Film grain off. Depth of field off. I haven't messed with fidelity, contrast, adaptive sharpening, so I don't know what that does. So I haven't messed with it. Sustainability. This will help your console perform better in between games. So you just set it to efficiency mode. Field of view, I have set to 118. I did notice, because someone pointed it out to me too, at 120, it just seems like I'm not getting as much of aim assist as I would be as if I was on less. So 118 is where I sit at. I don't really care about third person because I don't play third person game modes. So first person camera movement set to least. Same thing with third person if you do. Inverted flashbang, that's totally up to you if you want to use that. And then my brightness is set to 80, and then my safe area is pulled all the way in, because that'll put the mini map on the upper left hand edge where you see it pulls it in a little bit, and then it pulls up all the other stuff that's at the bottom of the screen as well. Next will be audio settings real quick. Headphone bass boost was the way to go, and then for a while it was TV, which I had been using. So I'm going to give headphone bass a boost, a test again, just to see if I can hear footsteps any better with it. If not, I would stick to TV. Master game volume all the way up. Dialogue 20, effects to 100. Everything else is turned off. I have my voice chat to 14, so I can still hear my homies, but they're not drowning out all the other sounds in the game. Open mic sensitivity, if you find that you're having a lot of echo, or people are complaining about echo and it coming from you, set your open mic sensitivity as high as it'll go, and then keep turning it down until your voice can activate it at a normal tone. And then when you're quiet, it doesn't pick up on the background noise to activate and then echo. And then you can test your microphone level. Your microphone level is just the level at which the volume of your voice comes through their speakers when you're talking. So, and then I think that's about that. So that'll do it for my settings. Those are my settings that I play with. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and a comment. And if you're new here, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. I just want to say real quick, thank you for the love on the last video, on the loadout video. I really, really appreciate it. I would like to see if I can get you guys to show some more love to my PR video, because that video is absolutely insane. I didn't ever expect to get that many kills, but there it was. So, yeah, give that video some love, likes, comments, everything that you can do, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.